What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out 3 creepy true horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. It's Halloween tomorrow. I'm excited. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love the spooky and the paranormal. Listen, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you will notice how much I love the spooky and the paranormal. You scroll through my content, it's pretty much all military, but every now and again, there's a bit of spookiness. And it's because I love watching spooky videos. I genuinely love it. This video won't get anywhere near the enough views it should get. It won't get anywhere near as shown off on the algorithm, unfortunately. And it'll be one of the lowest viewed videos I've had in the past month or two. But it'll be, to me, one of the most enjoyable videos to do. I'm telling you right now. Also, I'm really low down. I'm like this. What's happening, everyone? Let me get my chair up. That's a bit better, isn't it? I'm falling off the bottom of the screen. Mr. Nightmare, he's one of the most popular horror paranormal storytellers out there. Kind of up there with Nuke's top 5 and stuff like that. But I actually like Mr. Nightmare a little bit better because I feel like his storytelling is a bit more on point. It's a bit more on point. Before we get started, though, check out Chug. 10% off link down below for the best drinking vessel in the world. Look, this was version 2. Version 3. It's a bit slimmer. It's not as girthy. But unlike this one, where you can't get a full fist in, you can barely get 4 fingers in that one. This one, you can get a proper grip on it. You can get your full fist in there. Also, with the new one, you can take the metal part out and put it in your dishwasher to protect your sustainable wood on your mug. All right? Puns all intended. Free bag, free customization. And there's the customization there. Let me initial. And 10% off link down below. Also, if you haven't noticed, I brought out my drink. Came out a couple weeks ago. It's selling. We have limited stock. If you're here in the UK, get it while you can. I've been working on this for nearly 2 years. It's because I absolutely love the outdoors. If it was up to me, my job would be morale. Sending this drink out to people, using the profits to get people outside, get the next generation of kids outside. And as a side business, as a side hobby, here on Original Human, just watching horror stuff. Just watch horror stuff and play video games. That would be the dream. This is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm lucky. I'm lucky with what I do. But if I could just do horror stuff on here and then also do my outdoor stuff with morale. Also, I'm doing vlogs. Actually, I'm going out today doing my next vlog. I'm going walking the J.R.R. Tolkien Trail, which is a hike that he used to do and got a lot of inspiration for the Lord of the Rings doing it, and I'm going to vlog myself doing it, and it's going to be over on the Drink Morale YouTube channel. So go over to the @Drink Morale on YouTube. There'll be a link down below. Go and give it a subscribe, and you'll see that vlog. All right, I've done enough waffling. It's been like over 3 minutes now. Let me pull this up, and let's go. Let's do this. Story 1. Get me.
I was house sitting for my grandma one weekend while she went to Florida with some of her church friends.
Okay.
I was sleeping in the guest bedroom next to her room.
Turn it up a bit.
The guest bedroom always had 2 twin beds inside of it that my brother and I would sleep in when we had sleepovers at her house. I took the bed next to the window, but before getting into bed, I checked all the doors, making sure they were locked.
Okay. This reminds me of a story that I kind of want to tell you. Should I tell it? Yeah, it's a paranormal story that happened to my grandparents, my grandma and granddad. My granddad passed away about 2 months ago. Bless him, love him to bits. But there's this story that always creeped me out, and I might miss up some of the story or whatever. It's been a while since they told me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. My grandma and granddad live on like a cul-de-sac, which if you don't know what a cul-de-sac is, it's like a road. Think of GTA 3, right? Where it's like a road and then the road turns into a circle and there's houses around the circle and it's a dead end, right? So my grandma and granddad have lived in this house for, I don't know, 1,000,000 years. They bought it for like 5 strawberries back in the day. That's how long they've had it. My mum and my aunties grew up there and everything. Anyway, they know everyone in the cul-de-sac, as you would do if you'd lived there for so long, right? There was a young couple living opposite them in the cul-de-sac that had 2 children. This is a story that my grandma or my granddad told me. And the young couple wanted to go and have a meal together. So they're like, yeah, cool, go have a meal together. We'll keep an eye on the kids. And my grandma and granddad would look out the window and they'd be able to see the window in the house where the kids were supposed to be going to sleep. But you would see them jumping about, messing about. So my grandma would go up and be like, come on, guys, get in bed. They would have two beds like this image right here, like this image, next to each other, like that, okay? My grandma goes over, come on, get to bed, goes back. You know, my granddad peeks out, the lights on, they're jumping on the beds. Okay, my granddad goes over, come on, guys, get to sleep. Yeah, okay. Comes back, third time. My grandma looks out. They're doing the same thing again. So my grandma's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go over and get him to bed. So she goes over and she stands between the two beds. Like these, if you imagine like looking at these two beds from the position of where the camera is, but more center, okay? And she says, come on, let's get to sleep. Let's get to sleep. And the kids say, we can't because the old man's keeping us up. And my grandma's like, what old man? And then the kids go, the one right behind you, to me grandma. My grandma and granddad don't do paranormal stuff. They're not religious. They don't care about that world. And my grandma was freaked out. And my granddad said he went over once and they were getting ready to go out. And the husband of this young couple comes downstairs, pale white. And they're all like, you okay? And he's like, yeah, I was in the bath. And the guy, the ghost, was sat opposite me in the bath with his cup of tea and top hat. Ugh, it gives me goosebumps. The reason that story gives me goosebumps is because my grandma and they're just not into that stuff. My grandma and granddad don't care about that stuff. So and they've never, like, as far as I'm aware, they've never lied to me. So like when they tell you stuff like that, especially as a young kid, you can't help but believe them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they were just fibbing just to freak me out. Who knows? Who knows?
But before getting into bed, I checked all the doors, making sure they were locked. When I did get into bed, it was early, and I didn't actually go to sleep for a while. There wasn't much to do at my grandma's house. I was just on my phone for an hour or two, watching videos, texting people, whatever. That's when I thought I could start hearing someone's voice outside. It sounded like a woman's voice, saying hello. I left the bedroom and inched my way closer to the front door, moving slow because I was trying to listen.
Hello?
It was a woman's voice, just going hello like every 10 seconds. As I got closer to the front door, I realized that's where it seemed to be coming from.
No, don't open it.
Doesn't have a peephole, but the windows in her dining room gave a clear view of the front porch.
Don't
So I
open
went
it.
into that window to attempt to get a view of who was out there. I tried peeking my head in between the plastic blinds without making it obvious, but I guess I didn't do a good job of that, because when I looked, I did see a woman on my grandma's stoop, and she was looking right at me, as if she knew I was going to be looking through those blinds. Once again, she said hello, with some freakish smile on her face.
No.
This woman was older, but don't picture her as some innocent-looking, small old lady. She looked like she was maybe late 50s, early 60s, and something about her face just skeeved me out. I moved away from the window and thought maybe it was one of my grandma's friends. It was midnight, though. Why would anyone come to the door this late?
Creepy.
Why didn't she knock or ring the bell? Why was she just standing out there going hello?
This is why you need a ring camera. Because you just look through the camera and be like, get out of here, old woman. You're nasty. That's freaky. Your smile's creeping me out. Get out of here. What do you want?
For an overview. I was genuinely unsettled. I just went back to the guest bedroom and shut the door. Now with the door shut as opposed to before, I couldn't hear that woman anymore. Maybe it was that, or she just decided to leave. I started texting everyone about it, my sisters, my friends.
Oh my God.
How bizarre it was. But a good amount of time passed in silence, and I was starting to calm down. My sisters were telling me to call Grandma, but there was a 0% chance she was awake, and she barely ever even checked her cell phone anyway.
Yeah, fair one.
Just like that, something broke the silence. A banging at the window.
No.
Not knocking or tapping, banging. I felt that fierce pain in my chest area as my body entered that fight or flight mode. Shortly after the banging stopped, I heard that familiar voice say hello. With that boost of adrenaline, I guess I had the extra confidence to grab the blind and push it up. There I was, face to face with this horrifying older lady, with only a thin layer of glass between us. I screamed at her smiling, gross face, "I'm calling the cops." I pulled the blind back down and ran back outside to the living room.
Oh my
I
God.
looked around the house, then ran upstairs to box myself into the upstairs guest bedroom. I didn't want to actually call the cops. I don't know why.
I'd call the cops. Why would you not call the cops? Why make it more difficult for yourself? Just get on the phone. It's going to take him an hour to get there anyway. You might as well start now. You know what I mean? Give him a bell. Be like, listen, there's someone creeping around my house. It's the middle of the night. Get your ass over here. Of course you would. Why would you not call the cops? Come on. Come on.
I wanted to just wait it out. I crawled into the bed in the upstairs guest bedroom and tucked myself under the covers. A couple hours later, I was still awake, and I finally only then went back downstairs to look outside each window. That freaky old lady seemed to be gone.
Good.
The next morning, I called my grandma and told her what happened. She started yelling into the phone, clearly panicking and distressed. She told me how a few days earlier, she was being watched in the grocery store by some woman about 10 years younger than her, who just kept smiling at her for no reason. I told her to calm down. I didn't entirely know whether to correlate the two or not, but when we eventually got off the phone with each other, I did have to give it a second thought. My grandma is 75, and she has lost a bit of her wits, so I do have to take some of the things she says with a grain of salt.
At 75, I mean, unless you've got Alzheimer's or something, you're still going to be switched on mentally. My grandma's sharp as a button. You know what I mean? She's sharp. Sharp as a button. Where'd that come from? I've heard that saying before, and I don't know if I've used it in the right context. She's switched on anyway. She knows exactly what she's talking about.
But the way she yelled into the phone about the woman in the store really gave me the chills. And I still wonder if it could have been the same person.
I need to Google it. Is sharp as a button a saying? Where have I got that from? Let me Google it. As sharp as a button. It is a saying. Oh, as bright as a button. The phrase as sharp as a button is an idiom meaning someone is very intelligent, clever, or mentally quick. I got it right. And then there's also as bright as a button. I got it right. Isn't it weird? Sometimes you just pull things out your mind and you're like, wait, what did I just say? Anyway, that story was really good. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Creepy old lady that's smiling. Nobody likes it. Story 2. Nobody likes a smiling old lady.
My name is Nicholas. I'm currently a freshman at Syracuse University.
Okay.
Which doesn't exactly sit in the safest area. I just went through a breakup with my first girlfriend.
Classic.
So I started getting back into the online dating scene.
As you do.
I was using the app Hinge when I found some blonde girl named Stephanie who I really connected with.
Okay.
She also went to Syracuse. We both liked to read, go to the movies. We even had the same sense of humor.
All right.
I suggested we go on a movie date, and she said she'd love to. She told me to meet her at some specific point near campus, and she'd pick me up. So, around 9 o'clock, I waited on some corner of a normal neighborhood block, waiting for Stephanie. She asked me to share my location with her, and so I did. A few minutes later, I saw a car turn down the street and start approaching me.
Okay.
Then it stopped in front of me, and the driver rolled down the window. It wasn't Stephanie, though, but some old random guy. He asked what I was doing alone out here, which was insanely weird, first of all. Then I said I was waiting for someone.
Uh-oh.
He asked if I was waiting for Stephanie, and I said, yeah, how'd you know? He said he was Stephanie's father, and told me to hop in so he could give me a ride to her.
No. No. You don't do that. Come on. Weird that he knew that he was waiting for Stephanie. Very weird. But still, don't get in the car with a random.
I took a good look at him, and he looked a little old to be her father, to be honest. I'm no idiot when it comes to sketchy situations.
Okay, good.
So I said in a firm voice, why didn't you tell me you'd be picking me up? He claimed he didn't trust a random guy meeting up with his daughter, and wanted to meet me first. I took another good look at the man and didn't say anything. I simply started walking away in the opposite direction from where his car was facing.
Yeah, nah.
He started yelling, hey, sounding surprised that I was just walking away like that, but I've heard way too many kidnapping stories to know where this could potentially go.
Not to mention, if you're meeting up with someone and you're at college and their dad picks you up, that's a red flag anyway. That's a red flag. You don't want that drama.
I heard the guy's car moving, and I turned to make sure he wasn't doing a U-turn to follow me. I breathed a sigh of relief when he drove straight and turned left out of sight. I continued walking down the block towards campus. I got to the corner of the block and was just about to make a turn when I noticed what I was pretty sure to be the same car the man was driving, just parked on the side of the road with the light shut off.
Oh my God.
I briefly tried looking into the window as I passed, but the glass was tinted. I tried not making it obvious that I was suspicious and continued walking. I got a text from this so-called Stephanie person saying, "Why didn't you get in the car with my dad?"
Oh wait, yeah, he's never even met her. It's just some girl on Hinge. So he's never even met her. Oh no. Oh mate, you've been done. You've been done. Not only, I mean, this is, put aside, let's say it is true that it is a girl called Stephanie and her dad's, you don't do that with a random guy you've not met. You don't do that with anyone. So even if it's not creepy and it's not some sort of catfish, even if it's true that this Stephanie's like, I want my dad to pick you up, that's still weird. You know what I mean?
I ignored the text and continued walking. I kept looking back to see if the car would move. When I got to an intersection in the road, I turned right and then full-on booked it in the direction of campus.
Good, good, good.
Surprisingly, I wasn't followed. I made it back to campus out of breath and started walking to my dorm building. I felt like I heard footsteps following me, though. I thought maybe I was being paranoid, but when I heard a piece of broken glass being kicked by someone's shoe, I knew I was being tailed.
Yeah.
I made a point of ducking down behind a van and stopping to give me time to listen for where their footsteps were coming. They were
Call the police!
Then I remembered. I never stopped sharing my location with Stephanie.
Oh shit!
That man. I saw him. It was that old man. He was approaching from between two cars across from me. He yelled something that I didn't fully understand, but it sounded like he said, "Come back and I'll take you to her." He had to be like 60-something. There's no way
Oh
he
my
would catch me if I
God.
sprinted. I lost him easily when I ran and made it back to my dorm room. My roommate wasn't there, so I had no one to talk to about it. But when I lay in my bed, I got another text from that man, and it was shocking. It said, "You're a little piece of fucking shit. You're lucky you got away. I would have strangled your ugly ass." I still have the screenshot. I replied saying thanks for the threat, it's going straight to the police, and I blocked his number. I still have the conversation saved as evidence, and I plan on going to the police with it eventually.
Eventually? You should be doing it the next day. Eventually. Because all he's going to do is try it with another kid. And he'll be successful. Go to the police.
We'll have to do something about it.
Oh my days. That's just creepy. That's just a creepy kidnap story. Give me something paranormal. Give me something weird. Well, I guess that was weird, wasn't it? But you know what I mean.
When I was 18, I had a side job as a part-time janitor at my high school over the summer.
Classic. Classic horror trope. Do you know what? Do you know what? The horror tropes are sometimes the best. Cabin in the woods. Working as a janitor. Working the graveyard shift. They're always the best ones, aren't they?
I would work sometimes days and sometimes nights, anywhere from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., depending on how much money I needed. Oftentimes, I would be left to lock up the building when the older janitors have left. This was a time before the high school had cameras installed in every single hallway. So one night, one of my superiors, Tom, had to leave early, meaning I'd be finishing up the rest of my shift alone, and I'd be locking up for the night. He told me text him if I need anything, as he always did, and then he left. I loved it when I was left alone, because usually I'd just do half an hour of work and then just hang around on my phone or leave early and still get paid for the whole shift.
No one says that. No one says I like it when I'm on my own in the school, alone, in the dark, at night.
I definitely pushed it with the things I'd get away with at that place. One of the things Tom asked me to do before leaving was bring all the extra seats in the gymnasium from the assembly down to the basement storage room.
Oh, you gotta go to the basement? The basement?
I had a stack of 6 chairs and started carrying it down to the basement. The lights in the storage room were very dim. They kind of suck. The whole basement of that school wasn't exactly pretty. It felt more like a basement to a warehouse. Anyway, there were what appeared to be a bunch of art mannequins covered by paint cloths. You know, those big things that look like blankets.
Classic. What was that game on Xbox? Was it Xbox 360? Like one of the first horror games? Let me Google it. Horror game Xbox mannequins. How do you spell mannequins? It's got a Q in it, I'm pretty sure. What was it called? Back in the day, there was a really cool horror game. And it was like first person. And I absolutely loved it. I loved it. And you had like axes and stuff, and it was terrifying. And I think they made a sequel to it. Someone will be able to tell me what it was in the comments, I guarantee it. Condemned! That was it. Oh my God, do you remember Condemned? Horror game. I'm finding it right now. So it was, this game. Did anyone else play that? It was sick. And there was a mission where you're going through like a mall and I wonder if there's any pictures of it. And the mannequins are like coming alive and stuff. I friggin' loved that game back in the day. Loved it.
It seemed all of the school's art supplies were stored down here. I dropped a stack of chairs down where the rest of the chairs were stored, then went back up to the gym to get more. When I came back down with more chairs, I noticed one of the mannequins was exposed now. The blanket was removed from on top of it.
No!
I know for sure it was covered minutes earlier because it was one of the front ones. I texted Tom saying, I think someone's down in the basement. He said back, what do you mean? And I said one of the art cloths were moved. He took a minute to respond saying no one else should be there. Then I noticed...
I'd be like, Tom, get your ass in now. Get your ass in now, you little turd. There's something down here, and I'm not doing it on my own, or I'm leaving, and you could put the chairs away in the morning. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd say. I'd be like, there's something here, it's freaky, or it's dangerous. There's two ways this can go. There's someone down there, and it's kind of dangerous, or it's a ghost. Neither option is fun. So get your ass down here and help me out. That's what I'd be saying.
The art cloth, tucked in the corner of the storage room, sitting outside of the light that was produced at the center of the room. It was covering something, surely. I started to tiptoe over to it.
Tiptoe?
When I was a few feet away from it, I realized whatever was under that cloth was moving just ever so slightly.
No!
There was undoubtedly someone hiding under there. I ran back upstairs and locked the basement door. I texted Tom saying someone is hiding under a cloth in the basement. He said call the cops, but I insisted he just come back since he only just left like 10 minutes ago.
Or do both. Tom, get your ass here. I'm calling the police as well. Do both.
He didn't want to come back though. He told me to be a man and confront whoever was down there. So I went down to the basement again.
Oh my God.
The cloth was now strewn flat on the floor, and whoever was hiding under there was gone. But possibly the scariest thing was yet to happen.
Oh my God, that's scarier than that. He saw someone under a cloth in the basement of a high school that's empty at nighttime. And that's not even the scariest part. Mate, I'd be like, boss, I swear to God, if you don't get your ass here right now, I'm done. I'm done. Police are on the way. Get your ass here. I saw something under a cloth. It was terrifying. That's what I'd do. That's what you would do.
Storage room. There were loud metallic thumps.
This is why there's not many horror films in Britain. Because British people are we don't put up with shit like that. We straight away, as soon as we see something dodgy, we're like, nope, not my cup of tea. See ya.
From above my head. I looked up and saw an indent slowly forming in the large air vent above me. Someone was crawling through the main vent, then just stopped literally above me. And then bangs. Bangs like whoever was in there was trying to break open the floor of the air vent.
No.
I didn't know what was happening, but I was officially done with this. I ran up the stairs, locked up the school, and went home.
No.
I told Tom the partial truth the next day, that I thought I saw someone in the corner, and it was gone when I went back. and I claimed there was nothing else I could say. Thank God it was my last week there, so it wasn't my concern anymore.
Last week? You think I'd go back? Mate, you think I'd go back? You're having a laugh. Okay, second story was more dangerous than anything, so I'm gonna give that like a 6 because I want something spooky. I want to be spooked. You know what I mean? That one, I think the guy's an idiot. Guy's an idiot. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 just because it is spooky and I like the spookiness. But what are you doing, mate? The first one was the best one. First one was the best one. But I'll leave a link down below to Mr. Nightmare. Go over there, give him some love because it was really good. Let me know what you think. Tomorrow is Halloween. I'm thinking we do some sort of maybe Halloween live stream. We'll play some horror games or I'll just react to some more horror stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. Check out Morale with the links right here. Go buy you something and then check out Chug. 10% off link down below. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.